Hello, Gilbert. How are you? Okay, we're going to get started, everyone. Welcome. My name is Lamecca Holmes, Director of the East Flatbush Community Partnership, and you are joining us today for our virtual open door. This is an opportunity where we have a resource connection for residents. We would love to have you just, be here, participate, and engage, and we're going to receive some amazing information. And then we also would love for you to share any information you have towards the end of our time together. Diane, could you advance the slide, please?
I think I can. It's not cooperating. Mm,
You can always press the button on your keypad, the right arrow,
no, it's not doing it.
or go down to the bottom left of the presentation. And you should see a little kind of like white arrow.
Did it? What just happened? Okay. I think. Wait. Mm,
Thanks for your patience, everyone.
okay.
Okay, thank you.
Mm,
So for today's agenda, we have our partnership overview, updates. We're going to be having a presentation from Red Cross. As usual, do our gift card raffle, and then we'll close things out. Next slide, please. Thank you. So we are, again, the East Flatbush Community Partnership, and we are one of 11 partnerships that are part of ACS's primary prevention strategy. And we focus on assisting residents specifically that live in East Flatbush. Our goal is to help residents have access to resources, have connection with community, and really be in a position where they can thrive. So I like to describe it as that we are a hub. So when a family is in need of, let's say, for example, housing, employment, education, and medical services, they can come to us, and then we will reach out to our network of service providers to help make that connection for them. Typically, the way we like to operate is we definitely don't want people just like filling out a referral form. We like to refer them directly to our contact at each organization so that we know that they are in good hands. And then we also have a lot of community events that we do throughout the year. And so Diane can advance the slide and we'll share some upcoming events. So we have our end of year celebration coming up. It is on December 19th, which is a Thursday from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. It is going to be at the Bon Restaurant on Flatbush Avenue. This is an opportunity for you to come, eat, have fun, and really just, get a chance to celebrate all that we were able to accomplish this year. So I will put the registration link for that in the chat, but you can also scan the QR code if you are interested in attending. Next slide. Okay, and we also have our event coming up on December 20th, and that's going to be from 5 to 7 p.m. And it's a holiday and tree lighting event, and it is sponsored by Councilmember Farah and Lewis. Next slide. All right, Diane, actually, you can take that one and you can continue from there. Thank you.
Okay, we have coming up. I can't see. Okay, we have coming up our annual tour giveaway. We're at the Flatlands Reformed Church at 3931 Kings Highway in Brooklyn. The child must be present to receive the toys, to receive a gift. There'll be a lot of fun things going on. There'll be games, crafts, hot cocoa, s'mores, food, and music. So if you can come out and bring the kiddies out, it's a fun time. That's on December 21st from 12 to 4. Okay, and next slide. Okay, and residents, let me remind you to please put your name in the chat so that we can include you in the raffle that we do at this meeting for the gift card, because you have to be in it to win it. Okay, so thank you. Put your names in the chat. Okay, and at this time, I have the honor and ple- oh goodness, and privilege to introduce to you our speakers for today. We have Maria Anguano and Guiano. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's a manager in the diverse community investment of the diverse community investment program with the American Red Cross. And Jean Thomas Candillo. He is the program manager for Brooklyn Community Disaster. He's our point person here in Brooklyn. So we're going to hear from both of them. So the mic is yours. The floor is yours. Thank you.
Hi.
I'm going to stop
So,
sharing, but you're
okay.
going to share. Okay.
So, hi everyone. So, my name is Maria Angano. I started my journey with the Red Cross. I'll give you a kind of little history of where I came from. So, I was a volunteer for 2 years. I love tend to say drank the Red Cross Kool-Aid and I'm still drinking it. I love what we do. But then through my journey as a volunteer, I realized there was a lot of need in the community. I am Mexican descent, so my culture and like my my community, we're still not aware of what fully Red Cross does. And so when I started as a volunteer, I realized that I could help my community be familiar with the services and what we do. So then fast forward years later during COVID, as you know, the city was shut down for the quarantine, and Red Cross tends to be 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days. So we always are on the go. But then, of course, COVID hit, realized there was such a need everywhere, even more. I got introduced to deployment, so I started supporting not just locally, but nationally. And then the need got even bigger. So that had an awesome opportunity to become staff as a specialist up from our Hudson Valley area. And it was no brainer. I wanted to give back, do a positive impact in my community. And the more I got familiar with Red Cross mission, what we do, I realized that 9 out of 10 people, cliche to say, is like when you guys think of Red Cross, what's the first thing comes to your mind? I realize that a lot of people still not aware what we do locally, and we do tons. We'll give you a quick overview of our programs, and John Thomas could add additional to more. We just went in under new alignment within our region, so we're just getting better in the sense that our services are all free. We want to make sure we connect with the community partners who those are active members who are always making through services, through referrals, things. It always helps to understand when there is a need in the community. And, you guys are amazing bringing this safe place, for us to connect and give an overview of our programs. JT, would you like to add a little bit more to that? To
Sure.
introduce you?
Good evening, everyone. So my name is Jean-Thomas Candio. I am the Community Disaster Program Manager in Brooklyn. So the American Red Cross in New York, in this part of New York, is called the Greater New York Red Cross, and so we serve all five boroughs of New York City that include Long Island, all two counties of Long Island, Nassau, and Suffolk. And also, we serve the three lower Hudson Valley counties, Westchester, Rockland, and the other one, Maria. I always forget.
It's Greenwich, Connecticut.
Greenwich,
Yeah.
Greenwich, Connecticut. And so we have three chapter offices, and so we serve all 12.3 million New Yorkers, and we respond daily to an average of 6 to 9 disasters that include fires, flood, or outage, and it can be a vacate too in New York. And so one thing that we found to be very endemic in New York is home fire. And so there are a lot of home fire in New York, and then we do respond with DNOI when it comes to home fires. And we have a program which called the Home Fire Campaign Program. It is a program that we have so we can mitigate home fires, and then we can also stop loss of lives in fire. So that program is twofold. We install smoke alarms in residencies, and also we educate our residents. And the education part is the most important one, because when someone leave their home, they still live with the knowledge. They didn't leave it behind like they would leave the smoke alarms. And so that's what we do. And so I will pass it back to Maria.
Yeah. So part of our department that Red Cross, as you guys know, it's a big umbrella, right? There is service to the armed forces, there's training services, there is our biomeds where there's blood drives, and then there is DCS known as Decide to Cycle Services. So it's a cycle full of activities, which is preparedness, response, and recovery. Within our preparedness programs, as John Thomas was just explaining, we have our home fire program, but we also have our programs that we offer and educate the community. Either we could go to a school setting or a library, or just like a community center that might be interested that to do a workshop. Through our Be Red Cross Ready, we educate families in what to do in a case of a disaster. Depending of the year alone, if it's hurricane season, as I am so happy we're technically over, yeah, it could be a flood, it could be a tornado, it could be even an earthquake. In April, we got an earthquake, go figure. So it's things that through different modules we learn and educate families and how to be prepared. Of course, we always add home fires because home fires unfortunately happen all the time. And as you guys know, we have buildings that is not just one single family, but it could be over 100 plus families that in a blink of an eye, they get to this place. Um, so that involves our preparedness programs. We have a kids program called Prepare with Pedro. In a very fun way, children learn with our penguin what to do in case of an emergency. Pedro, it's a hit all the time. He gets chased all the time, and kids love it. But yeah, we try to educate everyone in different ages and for them to be prepared. How to have an emergency go back. You guys could unmute yourself and be honest and truthful. Who has an emergency go back? Have you ever even heard the term on emergency go back?
I heard of
I
it, but I don't have one.
Oh, okay. Well, we're gonna
I
get busy then. You have one. Perfect. So let me ask
I
you.
have one, but I need to update it because I have stuff that probably old in there, so I need to update it, especially
Yes.
about it.
Yes. So we technically need to adjust our go back every season. Why? Because whatever, if it's happening in the summertime, you're not gonna wear it in the wintertime, and vice versa, right? So we always have to make sure our information is up to date. We see families displaced all the time, and when we ask them, "Do you guys have home insurance? Do you guys have this?" I do, but I don't know what's my policy. I don't know who to call. I don't know who's my provider. Little things like you will like that will make a difference. Unfortunately, everything's happened so fast. When there is a fire in a house, do you guys know how much time you have in order to get out of the house?
Minute.
Less than 2 minutes. And I'm pretty sure if you guys all went to school here, you guys remember about the famous fire drills in school. Do we do those at home? No, we should. So we have an escape plan that when we give this kind of settings trainings, we give them out to encourage. And when we have our home visits, when we come and install free smoke alarms, we go over how to have escape plan, how to have a meeting place, how to have your emergency go back. Little things like that will make a difference. And it's just a memory, right? It's like, oh, it's never gonna happen to me. You'll be surprised, unfortunately. It will happen to you more than actually winning the lottery. Um, yeah, and right now, as you guys know, it's winter time. It is our busiest season with home fires. If you guys pay attention to the news every day, unfortunately, there's some fatalities happening since last week and this week. Um, it's things that I wish we knew, or families that when we are supporting and helping, they're like, I wish I knew this. I didn't know. Never, ever, ever when there's a fire, most of the time at this time, it's kitchen fires, right? People tend to cook extra. people tend to have extra lights in the house that they usually don't. Back in the days, depending of the year the house was built, they never had a microwave, a toaster, a fryer, everything that we now have, right? So we have to keep mindful that if you're not using it, unplug it. One, you save money. Two, it could be a hazard if you have all over saturated plugs in your outlets. And if you always now also the electrical batteries, the how you call those batteries that the electrical bikes use all the time. Yeah. So that's causing a lot of fire. So we have to be very careful with that. Every 30 seconds, once the fire starts, every 30 seconds, the fire expands. So you have less than 2 minutes to get out of the house. How often, question number two, how often have you checked your smoke detectors? Any answer?
I check them, maybe not frequently, but I check them as much as possible, I would say.
Okay, well, that's fair enough. We have to check them once a month. So people say like, "Oh, I'll change my batteries every time I change my batteries," or when I have to change the clock, I'll change them. Yeah, no, we have to check them once a month because it's a small device that might be not working. And if you live in a house that you've been living there more than 5 years, and if you have not changed them, technically the old models were good for 5 years. The new models that we install are good for 10 years, and you don't even have to change the batteries. And you also have to have one smoke detector in each bedroom. So if you have one smoke alarm in your living room area, not in your kitchen, because every time it's like, oh yeah, mine's work because every time I cook it goes off. Yeah, because inside your kitchen, it's gonna go off regardless. So it has to be in an area that is not too close to the kitchen, in a very mid area, not too close to the bathroom either, because every time you take a nice hot shower, it will go off. Not too close to a fan either. So we have where exactly to locate those batteries, I mean, the smoke detectors, and you have to have one in each bedroom. So if you only have one in your whole house and you have more than one bedroom, you have to call us. It's a free program. I always say cheap is good, free it's better. And we educate as well. So that's part of our preparedness. We also could give hands-only CPR. It's not the certification, it is the techniques. We bring the mannequins and we educate the maneuvers, how to practice. It does save life regardless because it is the technique, how to do it, the compressions and everything, how to feel comfortable doing it. Because I was like, I don't want to push too hard because I'm gonna break someone's rib. Unfortunately, it does happen, but you'd rather have them a broken rib than them not making it. But it is something that we educate, we teach, and people love it because they have actually saved lives. Then we have response. Who knows that if someone has been affected from a national disaster or home fire, Red Cross provides financial assistance. We have an awesome referral program through our casework, that they will come to our actually office in the city, or through referrals program, they will come and learn more about the services that they need. The anything, it might be clothing, we refer them to different organizations. If they need assistance or letters of because they need to miss work or school, we provide all that. So there's a lot of people who are not aware that we do resources or provide assistance for families who are displaced. And through our recovery team, they will assign them to work either through of city agencies, NYCHA or stuff, or other Catholic charities or other organizations who will provide additional resources for those families to help them through their recovery journey. So far, if there is any questions, I would love to answer them. John Thomas, if you'd like to add additional more.
I will add one more thing pertaining to home fire,
Yeah.
because an alarm, a smoke alarm installed in a home is equivalent to life saves. And so that's the way we see it. It's a life that is spared with the smoke alarm. because people find a way to get out of the house because they hear the alarm on the smoke alarms. So an average of 7 people die daily due to home fire. And so that's why we put that much emphasis in home fire. Being the community DPM in Brooklyn, we have what we call open tickets. This is when resident would call the Red Cross, and then we would they would let us know, okay, we need that to be installed in our homes. And so we call that open tickets for each of those appointments. So in Brooklyn alone, we have 2,094 open tickets. That is an accumulation with COVID and all. So we are working now to fulfill those needs to install those alarms in Brooklyn. So the way we install the smoke alarms, we have our own volunteer who would go to people's home and then to install them. At the same time, we also work with our community partner where we can give them all the equipment and they would install them, or they would give them to the resident and capture the information and let them know that they can install that too. So we are looking for partners to partner with us so that we can help Brooklynite to be safe and also to save lives with those smoke alarms. You have my information in the chat. Reach out to me. That way, if you know of partners that can partner with us so that we can expand our program and save more lives. Back to you, Maria.
Yeah. And so far since the program started, we have saved within our region 90 families. So it's a program that it's amazing and it does work. And it's free to everyone, despite the legal status. Because sometimes, within communities, they feel like, oh, I won't be able to get if, they in the legal status or if they're homeowners. So despite if they're homeowners and they are in need for smoke alarms, we could definitely install them as well. All they got to do is just fill in a form. We could provide the flyer to you, or if you guys would like to partner with us, which we're doing with other partners in other communities, we do a home fire event. Right now, we're in the planning of doing one in East New York for January 18. So based on those open tickets that John Thomas explained, we go and we call them and we say, hey, we saw that you guys register. Are you guys still interested? We could do one within your neighborhood as well. And then you all guys could come. We'll do an amazing training and you guys learn how to help us install smoke alarms. We always want to partner up with, local volunteers who are knowledgeable, that they know their neighborhood, because you guys already are trusted in the neighborhood and more like, yeah, Jen Thomas is my friend and he's going to come and install you a smoke alarm. We have the stroke light alarms and the bed shaker that are for, like, let's say seniors who either they can't see or hear anymore, or they're having, those alarms will actually work for them and they're free. So it's an awesome program that we have while we educate. And we have a variety of volunteers who speak Spanish, definitely English, Spanish, Creole, French, Hindi, Mandarin, and Chinese. So it's we could definitely do presentation in any other language. And if you guys have more questions, I will share some work that we have done within our region. So that you guys could see. Where am I going? Oh, share here. I'm a Teams girl. Um, okay, here. Share. Okay. What am I seeing?
You can see your screen.
Okay. So let me share here. Do you see my whole screen or just the screen?
We can see the screen that says Greater New York Region DCIP.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, we can see the slide now.
Okay. All right. So this is some of the work that we have done within the community beginning of the year. We partner up with the CERT team locally, with the city, some city organizations, definitely Our FDNY came and support in Martin Luther King. We have our diverse groups of volunteers, our Latino engagement team came as well and support this activity. So together, we were able to serve 45 homes, 134 alarms, and 127 people were served within this day. That on a Monday, we decided to go into the community and install smoke alarms. Here is Pedro. We were doing a presentation out in PS 105 out in Queens, in the Rockaways. We did a whole kind of month of Prepare the Town, that during a whole month we were in the community. We partnered with NICHM, different reference houses, different community organization, churches and stuff. We did all through the neighborhood for a whole month, and we were very, very busy. This is another part out in Rockaway. This is the program that we did, the Be Red Cross Ready, that we teach, educate how to have a kid, how to have a plan, and how to be informed. So those are that. This is another out in the Rockaways, that through different community organization. This is called the Community Coffee Catch Up at 8 in the morning. Once a month in a Friday, we'll get together, and yeah, you will think it's 8 a.m. People are half asleep. No, they're not. They're up and excited and learning from each other. And yeah, I had so much time participating in this community coffee catch-ups. This is the group, as you see. It's now just one, that they're plenty, and yeah, just getting to know each other, learning what the programs, how much more can we offer and bring to the community. So just kind of building that resilience. This is through another program in one of the reference houses. We were out in the community doing installs. So these are our programs that you guys see. Our volunteers are busy. This one in specific was 47 homes, 100 alarms, and 146 people. It was snowing. It could be raining, it could be snowing, it could be anything. We don't stop. So here you see the team. This is in partnership with our Far Rockaway, the coalition that we invited. So together we were able to make a difference in that community. This was another school that we got invited, the community center, very popular. We gave them some emergency go bags, so they were very, very happy. This is out in Queens, an event that it was through our Somos. It is a Latino kind of nonprofit organization that they do a lot of community events. Pretty much is a Hispanic task force through different assembly members, and it was just a network sort of event. So we had fun doing this as well. Back again, this is our presentation doing hands-only CPR. As you guys see, it's the mannequins and our AmeriCorps that were supporting this activity, teaching them how to do the proper techniques, the right pusher, the right, compressions at the right time. This was through our New Horizon Counseling Center out in the Rockaways. This is our national Sound the Alarm campaign, Sound the Alarm, Save a Life. This is in Massive Beach, Long Island. And as you can see, together, this is community partners, the NYPD, the fire, Mastic Fire Department. So we were able to make for this one 106 homes and 367 people. So it is a great work. This is out in Queens, in Elmhurst, once again collaborating with the Metro Hospital Metro Plus Health Fair. It was such a hit. We were so busy. It was so hot that day, but that didn't challenge our awesome volunteers, that we just kept the beat going. This is an internal training class that we always engage our volunteers, making sure they have the proper tools, the support, they're knowledgeable in the field. If they ask, oh, what Red Cross is, what services do you guys provide, all of this. So this is some of the classes training that we do to engage them. This is part of our Brownsville Prepare the Town. Is there any questions? Okay. So if you can see, our awesome volunteers are always out and supporting. This is in collaboration with NYCHA, Kamba, pretty much the community affairs of the Immigrant Outreach Unit. So together we were supporting. So that's pretty much a little handful of the work that we do. And we are happy. My job pretty much now is to connect, build relationships. So God forbid there is a large response in our neighborhoods. We're prepared building that resilience and for people to know that they could trust Red Cross, that they could, use our services, and the more communities and families we could help in time and need, that's what we hear and we love doing so.
Okay, I have a question.
Yeah.
I thought I heard you say something about a bed shaker for as a smoke detector or so.
Yeah, so it's for the elderlies that they have ear impairment that they won't be able to. So we connect the regular alarms, and this is connected to that. So when the other activate, this will activate, and it's like a normal alarm clock that is set next to their bed. And then it's this little device that gets to be put under the mattress. So when the alarm kind of goes off, literally it's a bed shaker. The bed will start shaking to
Mhm.
alert them that they have to leave. We do have the stroke light as well. So if the alarm goes off, it will start like a strobe like alarm. It would just start flashing. So that will alert them for them to get out.
Okay, that's good to know.
Mhm. Any other questions? You guys are muted if you're talking.
Mhm.
So who would like to help us help your community? Um, we always looking for local volunteers who might have an hour here, or maybe they're retirees, maybe they have a day, maybe they just want to give back to the community. That's how I started. I was a volunteer for 2 years until the opportunity that I was not even looking. It just sort of happened. It was meant to be. I had an opportunity to become a specialist, then became a disaster program manager, and now I support the region during my program, and I get to work with awesome colleagues like John Thomas, and together we make a difference. But without the support from the community that you guys already trusted, and you guys are knowledgeable of your neighborhood, so we always like teaming up. And if you guys have time, are retired, or might want to start a new journey, I was like, I feel like I want to give back. We got plenty of work to do, and we just don't do local or activities locally, but we also have the possibility, and we encourage to get deployed nationally. If you guys see, Florida got hit back to back 2 years ago. They got impacted by Hurricane Ian. Now they got Milton, and I was deployed over a month. I just got back a few weeks ago. I was out in South Carolina for supporting the relief operations there from the hurricane as well. So there's always something happening. If you guys are interested, feel free to reach out. I will send you the flyers and everything else to you guys so you guys could have it. And yeah, we're here. And if you guys want a different workshop, or you guys know other partners or other organizations might benefit from knowing what we do, we love to connect with them as well.
What is the training like? How long does it last?
Well, it depends. I oversee 50 volunteers, and they're all diverse. So some of them I have a couple hours one day. Some of them, right now, this Saturday, we're gonna be out in Elmhurst. We're gonna do a home fire event. We have about 11 teams that are gonna go out. We have over 100 appointments, confirmed appointments that they wanna for us to come to their house. So it all depends. Training could be an hour at your own pace. We have in-person trainings, but we also have virtual trainings for you guys to learn the mission, our Red Cross overview programs. It's just a little description of the programs. But then we have in-person trainings, or we have activities are in the community. Usually around this time we have a lot of community events, tabling events that we attend, that we go for a couple hours. So it all depends how much time you have and when would you like to participate. The good thing about being a volunteer You make your own schedule, so it's at your own time. It could be an hour, it could be a day, it could be hours. So it's yeah. 90% of our workforce are volunteers. So without the support and the help of our awesome volunteer and our awesome donors, we wouldn't be able to provide the resources that we do to the community.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for all that good information.
Yeah. But if you by now you don't have time or anyone, the programs are free. And if you guys need smoke alarms, I know a handful of you guys kind of join a little bit. Yeah, we install free smoke alarms free of charge. We educate while we're there. We have emergency go back and we educate how to have an escape plan. You know what to do in case of a disaster, a fire, and depending on the time of year through our modules education part, we educate families how to be prepared and ready when disaster strikes.
Thank you both so much for sharing that with us and letting us know that the Red Cross is here for us and we can be here for the Red Cross.
Yeah.
And
Agreed.
and
That's a good way to put it.
and just that this is good to know because families need to be looking out for themselves, keeping their home, keeping their children, keeping their elders safe. And what you shared is information I didn't know. I don't know, someone else might have known it, but I didn't know. And thank you. And I just want to tell all of our community members that came out tonight, thank you for coming out. And we're glad you're here. We're glad you got this information. And you all put your information in the chat so that if we get people that want to, if we need more information, if people want to put smoke detectors in their home, or in the different things that you told us that are available, we can contact you to
Yeah.
make that happen. Okay. So so what do I'm going to we basically shared everything that we had for y'all tonight because I know everyone is in holiday mode going that way. And that's why we asked the Red Cross to come out tonight, because during the holidays, that's when a lot of things happen. And we wanted to give you the tools to be proactive in preventing those things from happening. So so we're here to serve, and we're glad we were able to do that with y'all tonight. We at this point we're probably not going to do the raffle tonight. We are going to thank you all for coming, our residents, by giving each of you a gift card. So please be sure to put your email addresses in the chat so that we'll know how to get those gift cards to you, and let us know what else we can do to be of service to you, what other resources we can provide for you. Okay, and I'm gonna copy the chat and I'll have all of this good information too. Right. So Rebecca, did you want to close us out with anything?
I have a question. So I saw in the chat, Lindsay, is your email says impactbrooklyn.org. I'm curious to know what's that. You're muted.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah. My name is Lindsay Sutton. I'm from Impact Brooklyn. We are a nonprofit organization. Um, what I do as a tenant organizer, we work a lot with our community in Brooklyn as far as if they're having tenant landlord problems. So if it's repairs are not being done, harassment, given other resources if we can't help, multiple things that we do there. We actually help with home ownership and a lot of other things as well. Small businesses, the list goes on.
Okay. So if it's okay, I would like to connect and follow more.
Oh
Because
yeah, totally.
do see that possibly there's also collaboration there. I mean, I'm just like, the more the merrier that we get people saved, and especially for these holidays. There's a lot of cooking, there's a lot of things that the weather, as you guys know, if there's a building that might not have good heat with the temperatures dropping, it's unsafe, especially if they're children or elderly. So families have no choice but to open and turn on their oven, and they have it. And unfortunately, that's a hazard, right? Sometimes when we want to hide out the cables, we hide them under the carpet, and that's a hazard. You know, if we have the electrical heater too close to the current of the furniture, that's a hazard. I love candles, the scent candles, but that's a hazard, right? So everything that we might do, and cooking, if we keep an eye while we fry, and sometimes we're doing a handful of things at the same time we're cooking, that's a hazard. And never, ever, ever, if you have a fire in your kitchen while you're cooking, never put water. That's like throwing gasoline at it. So the oxygen has to expand. I mean, it kind of ignites the smoke, the fire more. So when you have your door closed and there's no oxygen, and when you're cooking and the fire, the pot starts going on fire, just cover it and turn the heat off, because there's no oxygen, and just let it sit until it finally dies out. A lot of people's like, well, I didn't know. Yeah. Unfortunately, everything happens so quick, but we're here to help. And if you unfortunately do know someone that might have been affected, due to a home fire or anything like that, or even a flood, reach out to the 1-800 Red Cross. It is our kind of emergency, 911 call center that all the calls get embedded, and they get to be assisted. Or you guys could even go, we have a free app. You guys have all the information in palm of your hand. Red Cross. It just search in your Google Play emergency app, Red Cross, and it's free. Everything's there. And especially when there's a large response, all the shelters, all the centers will be posted. So thank you for having us. I appreciate your time. And yeah, we look forward to the next one.
Thank you so much. Diane, did you already explain about the gift cards?
Yes, I did. I just asked
Okay.
everyone to make sure the information is in the chat so that we can share with them their gift card.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much for all the information that was shared this evening.
Anytime.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, all set.
Okay. And Lindsay, in answer to your question, myself, I'm a community ambassador with East Leopards Community Partnership. She put a question in the chat. And Lamecca is the director of the program.
Yes, I did. Would you be able to contact me tomorrow? Just to see if I can possibly get on to one of your workshops and explain what Impact Brooklyn does?
For sure, for sure.
Okay, thank
Mhm.
you.
Okay.
So if you can contact me anytime tomorrow. My
Okay, then.
number and stuff is in the chat.
Okay, I have copied it. I have that.
And also
Thank you so much.
I put in Cindy Reed's email address. She's the one who really is the spearheader of getting presenters. So you can actually email her as well. Okay. It's
Okay,
reads
thank you.
at jccany.org. Okay.
I have that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay. So with all that's been said and done this evening, I make a motion that we adjourn this meeting. Is that appropriate? Or I just
Did
want to
you
wish
share the
everybody,
last slide with our contact information?
huh?
Did you share the last slide with our contact
Okay, let me go
information?
back to share. Okay.
Okay.
Where'd it go? Okay, it's gonna make me go through everything. Okay, there we are. And our next meeting is in 2025. On January 9th in 2025. Are y'all seeing this slide?
Yes, I already capture it.
Okay, all right.
Perfect. Well, thank you for having us and happy holidays and stay warm. I'm not crazy about the weather, but people do love it. Um, I prefer the summer, but wish you all happy holidays. Um, many blessings for the New Year's. And you know, we'll be happy to present anytime you guys would like. Yeah.
Thank you for what you do. And everyone stay warm, stay safe, and stay happy.
Thank you again for having us. Have a good
Yes,
evening.
thank you, everyone, and happy holidays.
Good night,
Thank you.
everyone.
Okay, good night,
Take
Good
care,
all.
night.
everyone.
Bye.
Thank you
Thank
for
you
this
for all the
informative meeting.
information. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Good night.
Good night.
Take care.
Continue blessings.
Miss Obey, did you have any questions for us? Well, you're gone.
I remove